and welcome to the demo day of batches 1241, 1242, and 1243 of Wagon Lisbon. Let's start with an applause. Okay, great. My name is Chiara. I'm the marketing and events manager at Wagon Lisbon, and as usual, I'm very, very happy and proud to be opening this event. About tonight. Tonight, we're going to see several projects made by 3 batches, made of 44 people who decided to embrace a new challenge in the past few weeks. But I see a lot of external people here, friends and family. So maybe I would just take a step back before we start and explain you a little bit of who we are, what we do. So Wagon is basically a coding school. We offer courses in web development, most recently in data science and data analytics as well. So we have the 3 different batches with us today. And why do people join us? Sometimes they join us because they want to improve their skill set, or because they want to have a radical change in their career and life, or to change something in their life and maybe become an entrepreneur and launch their own business. But no matter the reason that you are here for, we're very, very proud of being part of this life-changing journey of yours. Taking a step further, what are we going to see tonight? Projects, of course. So Demo Day is not only a presentation of apps, models, researches. It is indeed a celebration of your achievements of the past few weeks, and also a celebration of your future, of your new beginnings in the tech world. Tonight, we're going to see projects about yoga, book clubs, making bets. I won't spoiler too much. But one very, very important thing to remember at the end of all of this is that all these projects have been made in the last 2 weeks of the bootcamp, which is basically 9 days if we leave out today. So it's pretty amazing. And I really hope that you're going to enjoy. We will kick off with data science. So I will call to the stage, I think I saw him. Okay, Joe Cullen.
So, as Kiara mentioned, we are going to mix and match a bit of the batches. It's not going to be just 4 data science projects in a row, but I'm happy to introduce the first one. As Kiara mentioned, we don't really have that much time to make these projects. It's 9, even maybe 8 days, but it's really, really impressive. All the data science projects I've seen, how much you've been able to do. I'm also curious. I haven't seen the data analytics or the web dev projects, so I'm curious to see what you've managed to do. But without further ado, introducing the You Funny group to the stage. If you can see.
Hello. So hi, my name is George. This is Liam and Diogo, and we're here to present Humor Classifier, deciphering the comedy code. So on June 7th, there was an article published about ChatGPT not being able to generate more than 25 jokes or variants. And so that's a limitation of ChatGPT. We're not fixing that. However, we are trying to understand humor in a code way. So why bother? By understanding humor, you can actually implement it in several different industries. So you can apply it to content moderation, you can use a recommendation system, humor analysis, content generation. So there's a lot of opportunities to actually implement it. However, it also has a lot of difficulties. So it has its ambiguity, it's content dependent, changes over time. The individual, each person has its own sense of humor and lacks clear features. So this is our base. We want, how can we compute the perception of humor? So we want to classify a joke and actually predict its engagement. This is our goal. So where do we start? Reddit. So we went on Reddit and scraped the subreddit jokes, and we got 22.4K threads, which correlates to a joke, a score, a upvote ratio, and the number of comments, which were the data that we actually used. So objective, data, now what? So now we model. So to identify the theme of the joke, we use the zero-shot classification model, and to identify the rating of the joke, we use the CNN NLP model. Yeah. So for the theme, we separated into topic of jokes and into types of humor. So a joke can have both a topic and a type. So we're trying to find the common link with all these topics and all these types. For the score, we're going for a different way. Instead of a number, we're going for engagement. So engagement is going to be how a joke is going to be received by the public. And we're using as parameters score, upvote ratio, and the number of comments that we extracted from the subreddit. So these two models had a baby, and that baby is the following.
Okay, so hello everyone. Let's get to the baby. Sorry. Wait, just give me a second. It's here. Yes. Maybe not. Sorry, some difficulties again. These MacBooks, it's just amazing. Sorry. Oh yes, so this is our baby. Not ours, but you get what I mean. And basically, the product that we would try to implement would be, so you put in a joke, so we're going to use this one, and we'll try another one later. So why did the computer go to the doctor? Because he had a bite problem. I know, haha, it's not. It is funny for some people, I'm assuming. After you submit, we have the features that it will give you the type of humor and the topic of the joke. So in this case, you can see type of humor would be the pun, the topic of the joke would be technology, and the engagement percentage, which we'll get a bit ahead in terms of the engagement is not the best prediction, but we tried our best. Then again, it is very difficult. As well, we have the feature where you can see the metrics of these types and topics of humor, which would be the distribution of number of comments for these types of jokes, the number of interactions, which would be upvotes or downvotes, and the upvote ratio, which would be with the percentage of the number of interactions that would put positive towards the jokes. And extra, you can also ask him for more jokes of this topic and type. So why not? I'm going to read maybe just the first one. Hello. My bad. He's a bit slow, yeah. So whoever invented dentures missed out on calling them substitutes. Funny, funny. And I'll just show you another joke so I can... Damn it. See, again, Macs with me do not work at all. Yeah. Thank you so much. And then we'll just put another joke here. Thank you to our assistant. And he will give you the same results. See, again, it's a knock-knock joke. As you can see, knock-knock, who's there? Vote, vote who? Vote for me. I promise to deliver a fantastic presidency. Funny again. See, again, the engagement percentage is way high for a joke of this type. But why not? And again, type knock-knock, and topic of the joke would be the politics. And
Okay, so if anybody was paying attention, you would have noticed the little caveat there that said, please be careful, this rating is not reliable. And that's because after hours of work and about 30 models, 1.7 million parameters each time, we were able to come up with something that was mildly better than rolling a dice. So that's where we're at with the model. So if we go back just one slide, And that's so we achieve a 40% accuracy, and that's in comparison to a 30% baseline. So we're just doing slightly better than if we were to randomly guess each time. What that boils down to is this is a very difficult problem. And so keeping in mind that the classification model was working quite well, it identified both of those jokes correctly, but the rating on them seemed quite random, right? And it boils down to these three problems here. So natural language processing, finding patterns in our data is quite difficult. Finding representative and rated inputs of jokes, quite difficult. Finding humor in jokes and understanding what that means is also quite difficult. And then just a note before we go down this discussion to keep in mind, what we're talking about here as the score is engagement. So it's not funny that we're measuring here, it's the engagement of a joke on an online platform. So if we go to the next slide, this is what the model might have looked like. So if we put a joke in and it says, two fish are in a tank, one says to the other, you man the guns, I'll drive, which I think we can all agree is a wonderful joke, but the model is just pumping out noise, right? So it might say that's 1 star, but if we go to the next example, what did the chicken say after he got hit by a bus? I'm gonna be fine. It means nothing, nonsense, that apparently the model might think is a 4-star joke because it sees the word chicken and it understands, hey, chickens show up in jokes. This is a joke. Next slide. Even if everything went perfectly with our model, underneath it all, we're training it on Reddit data. And what is funny on Reddit is not funny in real life, or specifically what is engaging on Reddit is not engaging in real life. So if everything went well, we would just be selecting for a Trump jokes, basically. That's what performs best on Reddit. So if we told it, do you want to know why the Republicans won't impeach Trump? I'll let you read the rest. It would see Trump and be like 5 stars. And so coming back to those problems that we identified, this is the first of them. It's very difficult for a model to find patterns in jokes. They're quite chaotic. There's no set format. What is it looking for? So basically what we've done here is that we take the joke and we embed it in a 60-dimensional space where there's relationships between the meanings of all of the words. We pass that to the model and it guesses what those patterns and relationships might be with about 2 million parameters. Then it says that joke was funny, that joke wasn't, that joke wasn't, and we grade it and we say, yes, no, yes, no. It goes back and it tries again by adjusting to try to achieve that output. And you cycle through and you cycle through and you cycle through. But in our case, because you're just cycling through on nonsense, the patterns between the input data mean nothing. What it's outputting is nothing. And so what the point we're trying to make here is that the funny factor in a joke is too subtle to capture with the methods that we're using here, which brings us to the second point. Even if we had been able to do that, it's difficult to understand online engagement. So there's 4 problems here. One is rating. We needed rated jokes, so you have to turn to online forums, right? Because you need to know whether a joke is funny or not. The second point is Reddit is a bubble. We've covered that. The third is there's a lot of hidden influences here. So if I post a joke in a week where there's a ton of other very funny jokes being posted, it's not going to do as well as it might have a month later. Or there might be culturally relevant topics going on that make it funny then, 3 years on, not so funny. The final point is a snowball effect. So if it starts getting engagement, it builds, it goes to the top of the boards, it gets more votes, and then it looks logarithmically better than the other options. The point that we're trying to make here is there's a Pareto distribution. So the 1% of jokes get 99% of the value, and that's very hard for us to interpret and draw relationships from. The third problem is to go kind of beyond this project, right? So we're talking about engagement there, but even if we could understand engagement, how do we understand humor? And so this is talking about, it's inevitable that we'll have NLPs that can understand humor, but the problems they're gonna have to solve to get there are these 4, right? So humans are the only species that induce laughter in their other co-species. So that's unique to us. How can we expect a model to do what primates can't do? Incongruity and resolution is kind of the best theory that linguists have about why we laugh at jokes. So there's this tension and a release. How can we teach a computer to understand where the tension is in a joke and why the release is coming? The third is the cultural context. So the reason that we laugh, that we've invented humor in an evolutionary sense, is to signal an identity within a group. How can you teach a computer what that means and how do I like the necessity of that. And the fourth point is jokes are very subjective. So they're dependent upon what, when, where, who, why, right? So there are lots of jokes that other people could tell that if I tell them, not so funny. Lots of jokes that if you can say them in a certain forum, they might be seen as funny. Other forums, not so funny. And that brings us to how do we bring this project into the real world?
To finish up, we actually managed to associate the joke with a humor theme, so the type and the topic. We managed to identify the main challenge of predicting a joke engagement level, which is what Liam just ended with. And humor is hard. So humor classification is really a challenging problem. For natural language understanding. However, if it was to actually be fixed or actually be able to work, it could be extremely beneficial for several industries. Like if you were a politician, you could apply it to your campaign, or if you're a comedian, you can actually see if it's going to work with those kind of subcultures. And even with online content moderation, so a site that wants to be under like not sexual jokes could filter them. So it has a lot of potential, a lot of outputs to actually be a useful thing. So, but we didn't fix it. So thank you.
Thank you so much, guys. Hello, everyone. I'm Miguel Figueiredo. I'm the João Column of web development. Before I continue, I just want to thank you for your effort. It has been amazing to work with you. I'm really proud of your projects, and this is more about than building projects. It's actually a platform for you to learn, which I believe you do. So congratulations for your achievement, and I will see the projects that you built today, which I believe are very beautiful. Okay, the first project that I want to present is Social Book Club. Social Book Club. Yeah.
Hello, everyone. This is the Social Book Club project. I'm Tamara, Rita, and Gabriel.
Let's just wait
Yeah.
a little bit. Yeah. So,
Okay, we are pitching our project for you. I hope you enjoy.
okay.
Hi, Rita.
Hi, Tamara. How are you?
I'm fine. What's up?
Well, I've been coding. I've been reading. I've actually been reading this amazing book by David Sedaris, Happy Go Lucky. Do you know him?
Yeah, actually, I'm reading the same book.
Okay, great.
Do you know the Social Book Club?
Yeah, I actually know the platform. I created an account 2 days ago, but I'm still exploring it, so I don't know much about it. Could you
This is-
explain a bit?
This is the website we can have a community for discussion about the books we're reading. So, can I show you?
Sure.
Okay, this is the homepage where you can start your own book club if you want. It's so easy. Here we have the top of clubs there. I'm the owner for one.
Tales and Revelations.
Yes, and the web page show you some books recommendation too. It's
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah, great.
I have my own book club. We can discussion about the books we're reading.
So we could arrange a meeting, yeah?
Yeah, please. This is my clubs. This is the list of the clubs I participated, and I'm a host.
Here
So
you
let's
already
create a
have the-
meeting, okay?
You already have the Sedaris Saloon, so
Yeah.
it's perfect. Yeah. So
Is this Happen Go, the book?
Happy Go Lucky, right?
Yeah.
And then the meeting date, I think a week from now, so we can gather more people to join us
Yeah, sure.
at 6.
Perfect.
Yeah. Maybe at Wagon. Yeah.
Amazing.
Beer and a book.
Yeah.
Sounds great. So yeah, now we're typing and yeah. So The meeting
Now I
is here.
needed to accepting
Okay, so
the meeting.
you're the host. And now I guess I have to go to my account and do the same thing, right?
Yes, that's right.
Go to my clubs. So right now I don't have one, so I'm gonna join one. Yours. So there is Saloon. Yeah, I'm gonna join it. Happy Go Lucky, great book. And yeah, I'm gonna accept it. And we're gonna meet in a week from now, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
So easy,
perfect.
right?
Yeah, and there's also this one last feature that I've explored already, like find a book where you can actually search for a book here and actually buy it. So I'm guessing maybe we could read like Harry Potter or something, like a classic.
For
So
all the wishes.
and click on the Amazon link and it will work. Yeah. So yeah, perfect. So I think this is it, right?
Yeah,
I see
love
you in a
this.
week.
I love the site.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much. Good looking apps. And we have one more good looking app, also from web development, which is Armando. Armando.
Hello,
Hi,
everybody. Maybe no. Okay. Hello, everybody. I'm
Hi,
Marin.
mommy.
Okay.
I met a new friend from Mexico, and I want to talk with him, but I don't have a phone. Can you buy me a phone?
No, I'm not okay to buy you a phone. I'm sorry, but you're too young, and I think it's not safe. Now, like addiction with the phone, I'm not okay with it. Really, I'm sorry, babe.
But if you don't buy it to me, I will lose my friend. What can I do?
Yeah, you can write later if you want.
No one sends letters nowadays, mom. But you know what I did? I went to Lisbon and I joined a bootcamp and I did an app, a messaging app. Can I use it?
I'm impressed first,
Thank you.
but maybe you can show me first, and after we will see. Okay?
Okay, I'll show
Great.
you. Good. So we believe that kids deserve to have a communication platform that is good for them and that is not addictive. So together with Ricardo, we decided to create the first platform, and it has three main benefits. The first benefit is that it's safe. When your kid has a phone number, everybody with their phone can contact, and that could be dangerous. So I'll show you later how we fix that. The second benefit is that it's not addictive because it's very easy for kids to be all day in their phones. So what we have done is like a letter system, but online, meaning that the kid can only receive their messages one time per week, and 1 day and 1 hour. The rest of the time, he will have to wait, like the traditional letters. And the third benefit is that it's advertising free, meaning that it's not going to be exposed to any ads like it can happen in social media with weird content. So now we're going to show you step by step how the platform works. So there we go.
So maybe you can create an account. Someone in public has a kid? Maybe? Yes, I know you have. so we can create an icon for your kid. You can be the habit tester. So with the name of your kid. Gabriel. Again. Oh, you come with him. Great. Perfect. Okay. So you can choose an avatar, Gabriel. Which one do you want? Okay, the parrots. Great. And you can choose a day? Monday. Your father has to be agree.
At 12 is okay?
12 is okay, yeah.
There we go.
Let's go.
So now here this is your profile of your kid, Gabriel, and it has a communication key, meaning that only people with this key will be able to send letters to Gabriel. So we can see an example. We can search a friend only by the user ID, which we can put the king is my Mexican friend that I met, and we can search for him. There we go. We have a we have the key. We can see the more information by clicking the card. Okay. So to send a friend request, we need to type the code. To be sure that we remember, we use a simple one that is 1111 and connect with a friend. Good. So now we need to go to the Miguelinho account to see the friend request and the message and everything. There we go. That was fast. So we can go to the Friends tab that is in the profile there. Friend. There we go. We have the cowboy. We're not sure if we want to be friends with the cowboy. The Wolf of Wall Street. We also have it here. And Gabriel. Let's add Gabriel as friend.
Yeah, but I have to be agree, so I have to check. Okay, for Gabriel, but not the cowboy. I'm not going to trust the cowboy.
Okay, so delete the cowboy.
We
We
can
don't
delete the
accept friendship
cowboy.
with the cowboy. Sorry, cowboy. And now we can start sending a letter. We go to the dashboard. And we go to the letter. So it's from Miguelinho to, for example, Alfredo. And you just write a subject, like, I'm tired of losing at ping pong with you. Please don't play again with me, or whatever it is. That's it. We can add files, but we will not do it now. So we just send a letter. Here is the part where you see all the letters that you can send to the people. So now we can go to dashboard again. And here is the letters that you receive. Yeah. Here you have all the friends, all the letters that you can receive only one time per week and one day. So, mommy, what do you think about the app? Can I use it?
Okay, I think it's a good idea. We can create an icon for you.
You
Great.
don't look very excited. I put a lot of work. It's okay, 2 weeks working.
I'm impressed and I'm okay.
So.
I would like to thank all the teacher and Andrew, Oscar, and Albert for the project. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
So, back to data science. I'd like to welcome to the stage the ECG by image group. Round of applause.
Okay. 50-50. Those are the odds that you'd expect from maybe a coin flip or going to the casino. Where you'd not expect this is if you present to the emergency room with heart failure. Unfortunately, though, a recent meta-study has found the average human accuracy of reading an ECG to be just that, 54%. And DeepBeat AI is here to help. Our heart has 4 chambers that pump blood through our body. And if you stick 1 million electrodes all over your chest and read the electrical signal that your heart pumping produces, we get our familiar waveform like this. To be more accurate, a technician in a hospital will get something like this, a 12-lead ECG.
So, as Chris said before, it was almost a coin flip. Most doctors don't really know how to read ECGs that well, unless they're specialists like cardiologists. But cardiologists are quite rare, especially in some places. So, to solve this issue, which we aim to do, came our project. So, we first wanted to improve this accuracy a lot, especially for people who can't read the ECGs, so healthcare professionals, nurses, normal doctors, intern doctors, for example, and then to ensure that everyone has access to this. Because of course there's really good tools available in the best hospitals in the most developed countries, but not everywhere in the world. So we decided to create a model to try to interpret the ECGs for us. So a lot of the studies usually use raw data, raw signals that machines gives us, but this is not accessible to everyone. What do we have? The ECG readings, the images of the ECGs. So we transform the raw signals into image data, and then we process these images, and then we fed it to our model to try to, in the images, understand which ECG is healthy or not. So we, in the end, we classified it as normal or abnormal. Additionally, we also tried to make it more understandable. So we added a tool that we'll see later that will help people understand where the model is looking and help the doctor seeing where he should look to understand what's the problem with ECG.
Let's have a look at DeepEat AI. There are 3 different steps. There is the upload, the cropping, and the interpretation. So at first, we'll upload a nice ECG scan. And what we've implemented is template matching, so we make sure that we only get the relevant part of this scan, so only the waves. If we're not happy with the template matching, we can manually zoom in or zoom out. And once we are happy, we can upload the image, which will feed it to our ML model, do some magic, and then spit out a result. At the moment, we have implemented 2 classifications, that is normal or abnormal. Now, abnormal isn't necessarily bad, and due to the time we only had the opportunity for 2 classifications, but of course, further down the line, we want to implement more precise classification of what abnormal means, which will also allow us to give better ongoing treatment and diagnostic suggestions. So this ECG is unfortunately abnormal, but as I said, it's not necessarily bad. We have a confidence level of 86.3%. And one really important thing about AI models is interpretability. So we've implemented GradCam, which you can see here, which highlights the area of the ECG where the model has extracted the most relevant data from. And that is going to be helpful for untrained technicians to understand the areas of the ECG that are most relevant, but also in general, in terms of interpretability, to understand if something's going wrong with the model, where to start looking. So we had 2 projects for 2 aims for our project, which were accuracy and accessibility. And over the past 2 weeks, we have laid the foundation for this. But of course, there are many steps to making sure that quality healthcare is accessible. On the first hand, it's accuracy and precision. As I said, we need to implement a lot more classifications beyond just normal and abnormal ECGs. On the other hand, we need more data, more compute to improve our model. And we think it would be very exciting if we could add historical patient data for personalized care. But really, the most important part of what we've been trying to achieve is accessibility. Because the majority of the world does not have access to highly trained cardiologists or fancy machines. But there is a worldwide 86% smartphone penetration. So what we want to do is go from an like a clean ECG scan as input to a simple smartphone picture. And we also think we can go beyond the heart and apply our ML model to any time series data that represents electrical activity over time. So such as the brain and EEGs, so we can detect, classify, and treat conditions such as epilepsy and Alzheimer's. And in that way, we believe that step by step, we can turn healthcare from a coin flip into accurate and accessible diagnostics. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, guys. So we'll be skipping between data science, data analytics, and web development. Now we'll have the third project of web development, which is Bend Up. Bend Up, welcome.
Hello, everyone. Thank you. My name is Gonzalo. I want to first of all thank you all for coming out. It really means a lot to everyone involved. So, thank you so much. With me is Luis Enrique and Jonathan. Jonathan is working behind the scenes. Don't worry about him. He'll come back at the end. Quickly we sat down together and we found out the one thing we do have in common is our passion for music. We're all very passionate in very different ways. And we definitely didn't want to reinvent the wheel or anything like that. We just wanted to build a tool, that could help a fellow musician out. And so we're going to show our work through a little story. And one thing to note, our main character of the day is my good friend, Alfonso Freud. Alfonso Freud was blessed with two skills. He is terrific at bass and he has the memory of a fish. He literally doesn't remember anything. And he's quite in trouble because his girlfriend Daisy's birthday is coming up in 2 days. And he has nothing to show for it. So I showed him an app called Band Up that, it helps musicians connect around the world. And he wanted to give his girlfriend something different. Why not a music? Why not a song? So right in, as we log in, we can find our band. So immediately, I know a lot going on, but before we get started swiping and all the craziness, let's check our profile and see if we have our content ready. Okay, it's ready. Maybe give it a play, give it a taste. Okay, not bad, right? Short and sweet, how we like it. Okay, everything seems in order. His name, his age, his address. Yeah, all the minimum information. Let's go back to swiping then. Okay, so we're gonna have to be critic here. We can't just say yes to everyone. And what we're looking for is someone to collab with us on a music video for a song. So right away, I can tell that Kelly, he's interested into jamming, which isn't gonna work. So unfortunately, we're gonna have to tell him no. Okay, a bit more interesting, trumpet, but I'm still afraid she's still looking for a jam. And bass and trumpet, I just don't find the chemistry there, so sorry. Okay, this is interesting. Interested in collab and plays the guitar. Frank looks like a good candidate. Let's check him out. Okay, we're getting very lucky today. Only great musicians. He seems perfect for the job. Let's go ahead and try and match him. If we're lucky, he has already seen us and liked us. And if we pop up to our matches, he should show up. It's a big moment. Okay, he did. Great. So let's not waste time. We're in a hurry, so let's text him right away. Hopefully Frank is on the line, logged in. We know this presentation kind of depends on it, so let's send him a hello. Oh, look, perfect. What's up, mate? Nice. So yeah, let's just brief him on our story. We need a little help with our gift for our girlfriend. Hopefully he's interested. Oh yeah, do tell her she's a big 80s fan. Oh, didn't even need to. Hell yeah, I'm a sucker for love. Let's do this, dog. Wow. What a great energy this guy has, right? Okay. He has the perfect idea. When do we want to meet? Wow. Yeah, please do tell him he's a hero. And let's say meet on the 19th. I mean, we have to meet before the birthday. Okay, so after we're done sending this, fast forward a few days, Alfonso and Frank have got together, they've produced their work, and Daisy absolutely loved it. Now, the interesting fact, this is actually based on true events. I know, right? And Alfonso was brave enough to let us upload his project onto his page. So we're gonna go through the process to add a project. In the meantime, I did speak to him, and apparently she's a big Cyndi Lauper fan. So I hear it's something around that. So we're just going to give it a little description, maybe say it's a music video. Our interest, which isn't jam, it's collabing. The date, yeah, we can leave it. There's our friend. And let's give him 5 stars because I hear it's good. I hear. Here we go. Okay, all we need is our video now. We upload it, we create the project, and if luck is on our side, we're going to get a brand new project page. In the meantime, I want to thank everyone involved. Thank you to Miguel. Oh, look at that. Amazing. We're back. So if we slide down, hopefully, yeah, let's put it back at the beginning, maybe give it some sound, and see if it's any good. Okay, I think that's enough for a taste. We don't want to give everything away. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I feel like that guy looked a lot like me, but that was not me. My name is Afonso Frois, not Alfonso Frois. And I am the batch manager for data analytics. It's our freshest bootcamp. Woo! Yeah, give it up for data analytics. And yeah, we're gonna bring you 2 projects, 2 presentations today, both amazing. And I would like to introduce you to the first ever, no pressure guys, first ever Lisbon data analytics presentation. And it will be about the shop known as Lennox Street Grocers.
Hello, everybody. Good evening. To begin, my name is Chris. I am a student in data analytics, but I'm also a shopkeeper. So I own a business called Lennox Street Grocer in Dublin, Ireland. Slide, please. So myself and my sister have spent our whole working careers in food and drinks. So she's a sommelier and a chef. I've worked in bars, restaurants, done everything, scrubbed the floors, poured the champagne, whatever. I've done everything. But 2.5 years ago, we decided to give starting our own business a go. So we started a pop-up shop, just selling things that we like. 2.5 years later, it's still there somehow. It's going okay, but we have a problem. We're good at food and drink and those kind of things, but we know absolutely nothing about data. So I am here today enlisting the help of 2 budding entrepreneurial freelance data analysts, Marilia Bagnato and Charles-Eric Leroux, to help me understand my business better. Like, I'm there every day. For a year, there was 2 people doing everything, doing the taxes, finding customers, picking products, opening the doors, closing the doors, everything. So we didn't have very much time to learn data, basically. But we want to know, who's our customer? When do they come? What do they buy? What are they spending? We want to understand our business a little bit better. And I've got a very annoying challenge for them. So I've got 300,000 rows of itemized sales over the course of 2.5 years. I've got social media accounts. I've got a website. I've got all this very dirty data because I don't understand data. So it's got holes and it's got lots of issues, and it's going to be a piece of cake for you guys, I'm sure. But I'm going to hand you over to 2 very skilled data analysts now who are going to explain my business to me.
Okay. Thank you, Chris. So we started to analyze the business in very broad way. So Lennox Street Grocery has 1 location, is open 6 days a week, has 4.8 stars on Google, and they do sell online, but it represents only 1% of the business. They receive daily in the shopping around 93 customers, and they have the turnover of 1,500 per day. But what they actually sell, because it's a grocery store, but it's also a coffee shop and a bar. So it was really important for us to understand which categories of products were better to bring the customers to the store. So when we started to analyze the data, we noticed that the business had 39 different categories of products. So it's really difficult to find purchase patterns between 39 categories. So we decided to split the products into 10 new categories. That is grocery, wine, coffee, pastries, and so on. Yeah, so we started doing some statistical analysis, but they were, some of them, they was not that useful to bring meaningful insights like these ones that show us that on holidays they have sales peaks, especially on the Christmas time. So, but when we developed the clustering model, we noticed that we actually have 3 different groups of customers according their what they are put in their baskets, and the business needs to act into these different groups in different ways. So let's see what they are putting in their baskets. So please, Charles. So the first customer group is the coffee addict. This customer usually visits the shop to consume coffee and pastries, and sometimes they do some groceries. They have the smallest average basket. It's only 4.4 euros. And they represent the biggest group of customers, around 75% of transactions. This group brings the highest margin to the business over the year. It sells in really high quantity, but they have low value. It's because it's necessary the business have every day have a lot of customers coming to the shop and buying coffee to have a reasonable margin. The second group is the shoppery, the shopper. So this kind of client mostly buy grocery products and other shop categories. They have a little higher average basket, 9.3 euros. They represent 12.5 of transactions. They have medium margin, high quantity, and medium value. And finally, we have the wine connoisseur. This type of clients willing to spend a large amount of money in the shop in wine combined with some grocery. They have the highest average basket, more than 30 euros per visit, but they are the smallest group of typical customers. They bring small margin to the business. Wine are sold in small quantities, but they bring more value because one client coming to the shop and buying wine brings more money to the business than a client buying a coffee. Besides that, we use the transactions table to analyze the best-selling days and time per category. So this gives to the business a big picture of what and when the products are being selling. And here we can see that in the weekend, we have a peak sales for the main categories, but it can bring us other insights as well. Like on Friday evenings, we can make some wine tastings or bring some sommelier to the shop to leverage the wine sales, or maybe on Sunday mornings we can make special grocery offers, since the coffee and pastries buyers are more willing to buy grocery things.
Thanks, Maria. So now we decided to divide our group of 20,000 unique customers by 5 different segments. So we have the new customer who come only once in the shop and never again. The daily customer have an average time between 2 visits of 2 days. The frequent customers and less than 30 days. Occasional customer come to the shop between 1 and 10 times by year. And the other category, the cash, is the untraceable customers. So we can see 15% of customers are the frequent customer, but they represent half of the turnover of Chris shop. So now let's go to the dashboard to see the insight. So this is the main page. It is the health of the dashboard, and we can see so the turnover for the period of the last month of the month of May, and we can select by clicking for one day in particular. I don't know, Chris. Yeah, we can see the sales, and if you click on sales per category, do it down, just here. Sorry. We can see the category by hour. We have the main KPI, so the turnover, the net margin, the margin ratio, and the transaction, and the average basket for this category. After we concentrate, we focus on the cafe and pastry category. So we can see all the product and the turnover by product in each category, and the quantity per hour too. So we can, yeah. For the grocery, it's a little different because there is a problem with the stock. So we can see all the products and the quantity of stock by product, and the average basket, the net margin of this product, this particular product. Yeah, so Chris can see all the KPI. And here we can see the seasonality of the wine. And we have a lot of returning customer for a certain items. And here we can, Chris can predict the summer and buy more wine, more rosé for the summer, for example. Here we have the customer analysis, so we can select a specific segment or maybe one specific customer by the customer ID. And we have a lot of insights. So this specific customer are a frequent customer, and we have his basket. And when you go to the shop to buy something, maybe you can click on 1 hour to see the transaction, yeah. And here we can see the average basket of each particular segment of customers, yeah. Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible. What do I gain as a business owner for investing in data analysts? I had no idea. Before, all I could see was my overall turnover per day or per week, and that doesn't really tell me very much. Now I'm able to see the margin, which is a lot less of like it tells a real truth. So yeah, I've got 2 main pieces of value from that. So my business is now broken down into 3 areas, and now I know where to focus my attention, and those require different skills, each of those 3 areas of business. I also have this automated, up-to-date dashboard that it's in real time telling me what I'm selling, when I'm selling it, what stock I'm sitting on that's not making me any money, what's doing well, what trends are happening. So like before I had guessed every single thing I did, and now I'm saving time and ideally saving money and ideally making more money. In practice, what does that mean? If I'm looking at this business through 3 specific lenses, for my cafe customers, I understand that frequency is like unbelievably important. I need to maintain the number of people walking in the door every single day. In terms of business practices, what does that mean? That means your customer service has to be on point. Your consistency of the product has to be on point, and maybe I'm going to implement a loyalty service. Same goes for groceries. I've got 1,200 individual products. Before, me and my sister would argue. It was like, is this selling well? I don't know. I like it, so I'm guessing everyone else likes it. But like that probably wasn't the case. So now I've got some data to back that up, and I can be like, oh yeah, okay. So the gingerbread smelling candle actually doesn't sell very well. Let's get rid of it. And then when it comes to wine, I understand that there's a very small group of people that represent a lot of value, and we need to focus on those. We need to maybe start a newsletter. We need to do tastings on Friday evenings when they're there buying wine. So I've gotten, thanks to you guys, thank you so much, your invoices on the way, a much better insight of what I'm doing, and it's incredibly valuable to me. One quick question to see if anyone's paying attention. What is our highest margin category of those 3 clusters that we defined? Whoa, who said coffee? Who said coffee? Stand up. Someone did. Is there? Yeah, okay, come up, you can get your prize. Yeah, come up. Woo! Thank you, Maria. Thank you, Charles. Woo!
Thank you so much, guys. Really incredible, real life application. Now we'll move on to another web development project, which is Kids Speak. Kids Speak. And we have vacant places here. So if you want to sit, the people, if you want to come, you have space here. Okay?
Well, good afternoon, everybody. Hope you're all doing great. So I'm really wondering today if there's anybody here that have already been through the process of learning a new language. Well, basically, it's quite similar what we have been doing the past 2 months, like learning a new programming language. Now, please take 1 minute and think how difficult this process can be for a young 6-year-old child. Well, in that same line, I wanted to tell you a personal story. I'm a father of a 6-year-old kid called Francisco. He was born in the US, and about 1 year ago, we migrated to Portugal. Believe me, he's struggling a lot with this new language. Actually, it's have been a quite frustrating process for him. But luckily, we discovered this new application called KidsSpeak that it's literally saved our lives. So yeah, follow us in this adventure so we can show you how it works. Starting from the basics, first of all, you need to create a user for your kid. After that, your kid is already available to create a nickname and choose an avatar, whatever he prefers. When the avatar is already chosen, he's ready to play.
Okay, Dad, come on, let's play.
Yeah, Francisco, we're ready to play, but first of all, what's your nickname?
I'm Smeagol.
Let's go with Smeagol. But Francisco, wait. This is the first time you play. So you're in level 1, and you can only play the games with an open chest.
Wait, but I hate Mowgli. Can I have another?
Mowgli? Yeah, sure. Why not? Let's go to change your character.
I want Pocahontas.
Let's go and play with Pocahontas then.
Hola, I'm Miguel Lion, and I'm going to teach you the colors. This is verde. This is amarelo. This is vermelho. This is azul. Now that you've learned, let's have some fun. I will tell you which color I want you to select, okay? Let's go.
Okay, Francisco. So now let's hear what Miguel Lyons wants us to select.
Vermelho. I think it's this one. Okay, maybe this one.
Francisco, let's take a moment. Let's listen to the audio again, but please pay attention.
Okay, vermelho. It's gotta be this one.
Great job, Francisco. Look, you have a new unlocked game. Let's go and see your profile. What happens there? Look, you are in level 2.
Oh, look at the friendly crab.
That means that you have another character. Let's go and check it out.
Simba. I want to be Simba.
Let's go and play with Simba.
Hola, it's Miguel Lion again. Now let's learn the animals. This is tigre. This is elefante. This is leão. This is girafa. Now let's play again. I will tell you which animal I want you to select, okay? Let's go.
Okay, Francisco. So again, let's hear now what Miguel Lion wants us to select.
Leão. It's like Miguel Lion. It's gotta be this one. Did I win something again?
Yeah, look, you have another open chest. I'm pretty sure you have another character.
Ariel. I don't like Ariel. I want to keep playing.
No, Francisco. We already played a lot for today. Let's leave the other games for tomorrow.
Okay, thank you, Daddy. I really love this game. Can't wait for tomorrow.
Okay, so for our third data science project, I'd like to welcome to the stage Clara, Aline, and Irina for our loan application tool.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our presentation about our data science project that we have been working on for the last 2 weeks. So we can start off a little bit just talking about the data set that we have been working with. It's come from a company called Sambla. It's Swedish. It was founded in 2014. And what they do is that they help customers to collect and improve their private loans, either by lowering their interest rate, their monthly costs, or giving them a new loan if that's what they want. So the data set contains 44 features. It has 3.5 million rows, and the data goes from 2020 to the day that we got the data set, which was in May of 2023. And it's tabular, and in the end, we chose to only use 15 inputs or features, such as age and how much they make, but we will explain more about this later. And we had 2 targets or goals for our predictions. So first, we wanted to see whether or not the customer could get a loan, a binary model. And then we had a regression model where we wanted to see how much a customer could get in loans. So to achieve this, we had a little bit to do. We had to understand the data set, of course, and we had to clean the data, pre-process it, and make it suitable for the models that we wanted to use. We built the models, and then we also tuned them. We built the website and the presentation, and then we rehearsed just a little bit for today. The first model, the binary one, we had to once again see if the customer could get a loan or not. We noticed pretty quickly that the data that we have was very unbalanced with a ratio of 90 to 10. We had extremely weak correlations for the actual target that we wanted. And also the state-of-the-art models did not work as expected, which you can see here. And we really tried a lot of models, and even the state-of-the-art ones did not work as we wanted them to. We measured the F1 score where we wanted to see how often our model was correct. And in the end, after trying a bunch of them, we found one that gave us 88%, which we settled with. Then we had the regression model where we measured the mean absolute error. And the goal here was to get a low score, not a high score as the opposite one. Once again, the data was unbalanced. We had weak correlations, and also mostly important here, the values that we had were altered or masked because of privacy from the company. So it was very hard for us to really interpret the numbers that we got, how much someone was really making, how much the loans were really representing. But we tried a lot of different models here as well. We found one that gave us an MAE of 0.12, which is like the margin of error from the actual target that we wanted to predict. So this really describes our journey. We thought that the tabular data set would be super easy to interpret, to work with, to really have super cool models to do. But it took us such a long time to really understand it and to get somewhere. But we do have a final product. So I'm going to leave over to Aline that's going to show you the final demonstration of our website.
So we built this cool web page for us to simulate if we get a loan or not and how much is going to be this loan. So we're going to use the first two, that it's the loan simulation, remembering that this is based on a statistical model and also with historical data. So we're going to fill the form with our information. We start with the personal information about my age and if I'm married or not and how many kids under 18 I have. And the next section, we have our working relation, if we are working unemployed or not, and also the living arrangement, if we have our own place or if we are renting a place. And then in the next section, we have the application information. If we are applying for a refinance of a previous loan, or if we are just asking for a new one, or just not knowing about the previous one, if we have previous applications or not, and how many previous applications we have. And then in the next section, we have the loan information, the amount of the previous loan that we have, also the amount of the actual loan that we are asking for, our monthly income, and also why are we asking for a loan, why are we using it. And then finally, in the last section, we have the repayment desire time in years, and also if we have payment complaints or not. And then when all of this information that we have, it's gonna trigger a model that we train with the exactly same features that we present here, and it's gonna give our prediction. In this case, I got a loan of this amount. Thank you. Remembering that this amount, it's actually the mask one that we were working with, so it doesn't represent any current currency. And after this, we also have a secondary tool that it's the loan calculator. So we can input our loan and the desired repayment time that we have, and also the income, the interest rate that we expect to have. And here in the side, we have all of the details of the loan and also the total cost of it. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And again, we have another web development project, and this one is Dare to Bet. Dare to Bet. Where are you? Come here.
Hello. Yeah.
Hello. Wow. Banana. We good?
Let's go.
Let's go.
So, hey Chris,
So, hey,
how
man.
are you? It's been a long time. You're good?
Long time.
Yeah.
Good.
How are you?
Good, good. So just
Cool.
before we start, can you just give me the 10 euro that you owe me?
What 10 euros are you
You owe me
talking
10 euro
about?
from the bed. We have a bed. We play ping pong upstairs. I won. It's 10 euro.
What bet? Man, you're always doing that. That's crazy, bro.
Every
10
time
euros.
You do this every time.
Yeah, you're inventing
Every
this shit. Always the same thing.
You know, there's an app for that now called Dare to Bet.
There's an app?
Yeah, there is. Yeah, I have an account. I've been using it actually.
You know this app?
I know this app, yeah.
While you guys were arguing, I made Mateo an account.
Great. Cool. Thanks. Thanks, man.
Let's check it out.
Hey,
Let's
maybe
do
we
it.
can check it out. Maybe you can
Alright.
explain it to me, how it
Sure.
works.
So
We
Dare
could-
to Bet, yeah, I've been using it for a while. So it's just the app where you can challenge your friends. You can make them public, so they have
Cool.
to do it, unlike you.
Wow.
And there's no more empty bets, Mateo.
Awesome. So that's for us, bro.
So here we see some bets other people have been doing. Build an app, FIFA
Cool.
best of 7. Joao is coming to Greece in September. It's on the app. He has to do it. So we're gonna do it. Make
Yeah,
a bet.
let's do it.
Right here, right now.
Yeah, right now in
Let's
front
go.
of the public, bro.
Let's go. So I have an account. Dennis logged me in.
Okay.
You can't escape this time, bro.
Oh, you neither. Let's stop inventing things.
So yeah, that's my account. Very easy.
Okay, so that's your account we're logging in?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you want to go just to the top bets page, maybe, or my profile. So here's again the top bets
Yeah.
that are from people all around the world. But we saw this already. Let's just go in. There's your account, by the way.
Okay.
Let's create a bet.
Yeah, sure.
Let's do it. All right. Very simple. So what are we betting on?
You said this morning that I was a really bad artist, so maybe we could live draw something and let the public decide who's the best drawer. Okay, let's go.
Do it. Let's do it.
Let's go.
Okay. So this is my account. I want to play against you. You already have an account, so
Yeah.
it's gonna auto complete.
Sure.
It's gonna find your
Auto-complete.
database. You
Oh.
got it.
Yeah.
And what are we betting? What's the stake?
Maybe one punch in the face
Wow.
for the loser.
No.
No? One
Not the face.
on the
Not
arm?
On the arm.
Let's go, on the arm.
Okay, on the arm. And where? Right here.
Right here, of
Lisbon.
course.
Let's do it. Lisbon. And when?
And
Now.
today, yeah, it ends
Right now.
tomorrow midnight. So
Yes,
yeah,
tomorrow? Okay, has to
tomorrow.
happen tonight. The
Yeah,
punches
sure.
happen. Yeah, you're getting
No
punched.
escape again.
You're getting punched tonight. So privacy, it's public.
Sure,
Everyone
yeah, we have-
knows.
yeah.
Everyone knows. And tag, we have some categories here. So you can do sports,
Cha-
video games. It's a challenge.
Challenge, it's
Yeah,
obviously a challenge,
challenges.
yeah.
Okay. Let's create the bet.
Let's create
so
it.
Here we go. The bet is here. It's been sent to you. It's pending. You just got to accept.
Cool,
So
awesome.
all you got to do is go to your profile. You'll have it.
Let's go. Let's go on my profile.
And
Yeah.
here you see I've already challenged some other people to bets as well. So
Cool.
I've challenged Cristiano to a bet here, and Rihanna, of course, we're gonna have a sing off. So it's
Okay.
everyone uses the app. It's
Yeah, that's
it's
a-
viral.
man, that's viral.
It's
That's the-
viral.
yeah.
Bro. Let's go.
Okay.
So let's log me out. Let's go to Mateo's.
Yeah, maybe we can log in on my account and accept the bet.
You ready?
Yeah. Okay, so that scares me out that you know my password and my address email by heart, but okay, that's why not?
Okay, so you're
Okay,
ready.
so where's my bet now,
All you have
Chris?
to do is just go to your profile. There's your profile there,
Okay,
and there's the challenge right there. You
so
just gotta-
let's
you
accept it for sure, for
You
sure.
accept? Okay, so here's the bet, and just so you don't think of escaping, it's
So now-
public. It's on the map. So let's just go to the Around Me page.
Oh shit,
And
there's
it's
a
right
map.
here.
Whoa.
So these are bets from people all around the world. You can do it. It adds it immediately.
Okay.
And if we just go to Lisbon, boom, there's our
That's
bet,
our
best
app,
artist,
that's our bets.
And
Okay.
time is ticking. So let's go.
So let's go. Maybe we can
10
start
seconds.
20 seconds, maybe. Okay. Shit, where's my where's my pen? Oh, it's my pocket. In my pocket. Okay, let's go. Okay, so sorry. So I made a drawing of you. Oh, let's go. Whoa, we are on the same page then. Okay, so we're going to show you the drawing, and if you think my drawing is the best, then you do hey. Okay.
But if you think mine is best, you can go. Ooh.
Okay, so let's try. No. Let's have we E and A. Okay. So for mine, guys, please make some noise. Okay, thank you. Thanks.
And now Mateo over here.
That was really time. Maybe we should do it another time. Okay. Okay. So for mine.
Wow.
Oh, shit, man.
Okay. And now mine. Oh, no, you won. Okay.
Chris.
You won.
I think that was tie, but I think I won.
I like my drawing. I like it. All
So,
right, so let's update it.
Let's update it. Oh, a crown. Okay, so let's put.
Yeah, not yet, but sure.
Yeah. And some confettis even. Okay,
Congratulations.
great. Okay, it
Here's your
updated.
bet. You're the winner.
Cool. So maybe I should just.
Yeah, I
So-
get fun. No, why did you have to say it?
So yeah. Obviously now it's the punch, and it will be like we're friends now after 2 weeks. So I'm going to do a chill one, obviously.
So yeah, our app is live. Everyone, you can use it. Put your bets. It's going to be on the map, and then you have to do it, right?
Yeah. So you know what to do now if you want to bet with your friends, your family, your colleagues, the colleagues you like, the colleagues you don't like. This is the app. And yeah, this was Chris, Dennis, and I for Dare to Bet. And thanks to you guys. Thanks to everyone.
much.
For the...
Yeah, keep it. Evidence of what happened here. So we're unfortunately approaching the end of the night. Oh. And I would like to introduce you to our second and last data analytics project, who will be talking about where to build a sustainable steel plant in France.
Okay, I think we're ready to start. So my name is Alice. This is Etienne and Arthur. And we are Le Wagon consultants that want to advise you on where to settle your sustainable steel plant in France. Yeah, so just before we start our analysis, we just wanted to give you a little bit of an understanding of who you were, our client. You are a major South Korean steel manufacturer that's looking to locate a sustainable steel plant in France. And you want to locate a sustainable steel plant, so in a region that is sustainable, a region that is safe, and a region that is cost efficient to best adapt to your needs as a steel manufacturer. And just before we start the analysis, I also just wanted to outline basically the assumptions and limitations of our analysis, and just let you know that when we talk about energy consumption, we're only talking about electricity consumption. We're excluding completely natural gas, which could be taken into account. And when we talk about the limitations, we just wanted to outline that there are a lot of factors to take into account when you want to locate a steel plant, so a heavy industry in any region. We're only focusing on energy parameters, but there are a lot of things to take into account, which unfortunately we haven't had the time to do, but we have thought about. So let's just focus on the energy parameters for now. Okay, so where to settle a sustainable steel plant? To choose a region, you would have to have a region that is high in industrial concentration, a region that has a favorable power capacity to sustain a steel plant, but also a region that has a favorable power capacity to sustain high demand and energy. And finally, since the ultimate goal is to locate a sustainable steel plant, we also want to focus on a region that has a favorable energy mix to sustain a sustainable steel plant. So how did we go about choosing and recommending a region to you, our client? We focused on three main questions that would basically filter down to three regions in France to advise you on where to settle. The first being which region has the highest industrial concentration, followed by which region has the most favorable power capacity, and finally, which region has the most favorable energy mix, which would help us to choose three main regions and give you our recommendations. So first of all, in terms of which region has the highest industrial concentration, we focused on energy consumption per region and found that the best region in terms of industrial concentration in France was in number 1, Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes, with a energy consumption annually of 12.5 million megawatt hours. And then in terms of power capacity, Arthur, thanks. Yeah. So the region with the most favorable power capacity, we divided it into 2 analyses. The first analysis, was identifying the production capacity per region divided by energy types. So how much can a region produce in terms of energy, broken down in terms of different energy types, since we want to focus on the aspect of sustainability. So focusing on the major renewable and clean energies, which we have included nuclear because it is considered a clean energy. And once again, Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes scored first with a production capacity of around 18.6 million megawatt hours. Finally, in terms of demand, you also want to settle in a region that has not only the capacity to sustain a steel plant, but the consumption will not overpower the production of that region. So we want to settle in a place that can sustain a steel plant where consumption will always be less than the amount of energy produced to locate in a safe region. And in this case, we found that Centre Val de Loire, followed by Normandy and Grand Est, were the best regions because they had the best consumption to production ratio. And then finally, since the overall aim of this is to locate a sustainable steel plant, we wanted to understand energy mix, and we did that by looking at CO2 emissions per region and choosing the region with the lowest emitting factor, which once again was Centre Val de Loire, followed by Auvergne and Normandy. Yeah, so these were the top 3 regions in terms of the ranking. They ranked differently for different factors, but these were the 3 overall regions that we would recommend our client to settle a sustainable steel plant. And I'll pass it on to Etienne, who will explain you a little bit more about that.
Good evening. So now that you have the filter down on the top 3 regions, what you want to know is on which one I should settle, because you're not going to settle in 3. And you want to know what is the best production planning for my plants. So 3 factors are to be taken into account. The first one is seasonality, the second one is the peaks, and the third one is about the carbon intensity. So about the seasonality, you have some things that you want to measure the distance from. So there is the regional consumption pattern. So for example, we found a correlation between the consumption of a region, it's been the households and the industries, and the temperatures. So you want to make sure for your industry, for your consumption pattern, that you are far away from the regional peaks. So what we did is analyze the 4 past consumption years for each region and measure the distance between these and our consumption patterns. The second one is to anticipate the peaks for the future. So we measured we forecasted the next year's region's consumption. And the last one is you want to keep the carbon intensity low. And for this, we want to recommend you to connect to an existing API in the French data, like open data website that helps you know from which source your energy comes from. Is it sustainable or not? Is it imported from abroad? So for example, if it's imported from Germany because of high consumption peaks, you don't really want it because, not because it's German, just because it's like super high intense in terms of carbon. So basically connecting to it and switching energy sources based on this could be something you want to look for. If we take a look at the dashboard, this is, basically this is something you will have access to. You will have access to your own energy profile, the data you provided us, and the region's energy profiles. The second tab, this is the daily consumption on which you can drill down. And regarding the region's energy profiles, which is the next tab, you are able to redo Alice's analysis. Oh, sounds good. but on your own. So you're going to be able to interact with the dashboard and actually confirm or not our results, but you have access to all the data. But the most important we want to focus on right now is the production planning recommendations. So this is the seasonality and the forecast we're talking about. Basically, the first part that is going to show up super quick is exactly representing the distance. The distance is the gap between the curves. The red one is the region's one, the blue one is yours. This is typically what you want to avoid. You want to avoid having a peak above or close to another region's peak, because it would mean that you would have a risk of shortage, because if you ask a lot of electricity at the same time than households and other industries ask electricity, there is a risk of outage. And below, there is what will help you to plan your production, which is each region's forecasted electricity consumption, on which you can filter down, of course. And then you can, after you identify the right region to settle in, you can just plan your production accordingly and avoid peaking at the same time that the region peaks. So just to conclude, just so you know, the methodology tab will help you go through the different works we conducted and will help you go through the sources. As a conclusion, just to mention that thank you very much, Andre, because thanks to him, the methodology tabs are super responsive and you can actually increase and decrease the size of the frames, which is really cool. So the key takeaways of this for you are the 4 deliverables we provide, the detailed analysis per top 3 region that is provided, the interactive dashboard, the presentation, and the production planning models to help you for the future. And if we come to the raw conclusions, let's say, the top regions are Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes, Grand Est, and Normandy. The idea is to be able to adapt to risk factors such as electric outage, and it requires planning production, and this regional energy forecast will help. And the best match for you in terms of energy consumption peaks are Normandy and Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes, which leads us, to the final result of Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes. Congratulations to Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes. This is not a dating app, but it's not that far. We found the perfect match for you. So thank you very much. And before we are done, just to make sure you all listened, which is the best region? Yeah. So you have a year of electricity free home. I don't have it here, but thank you.
Thank you so much. And talking about energy, we're in the final stretch of these presentations, but keep the energy high, okay? We have the final web development project. Regen.
Hi everyone, good afternoon. I'm Fabien from Regin. And in a nutshell, at Regin, our purpose is to solve the problem of tropical forest deforestation in Brazil and all over the world. So it's kind of an ambitious program. But to give you a bit of context, as you all know, in Brazil right now, the Amazon forest is burning, literally. But if you look at the facts, it's interesting to see that most of the devastation is being done by simple farmers. Actually, we have 3 million simple farmers in Brazil, which are poor, uneducated, and literally fighting for survival. And what they do on a daily basis, they're going to see a piece of land, they're going to go there, chop trees to grow some cattle or to grow some soybean. So, actually, this project was for my baby son, so I think he has a right to say a thing. But yeah, this is it. These guys are struggling for survival. And what we want to do at Regine, we want to provide them with an alternative. We want to show them that if they actually use their land to grow trees, to replant tropical forest, they will be able to make much more money than by chopping trees and by doing devastation. So this is the whole idea of the website. The whole website is geared at them. So this is why it's mobile, it's simple, it's in Portuguese. And the main incentive we give them is actually to earn money. In microeconomy, there is a very famous saying is, show me the incentive and I will show you the output. We want to give them the right incentive by paying them to replant trees. So this is the website. As a farmer, you're going to arrive on Regine. You're going to see this big button to start earning. You're going to click on it. And the first information we need to provide is actually the location of your land. So where is your land located? So let's say I'm in Manaus in the Amazon. I will be able to set my location. I will be able to fine-tune the exact location in my land, because often in these parts of the world, there is not a good mapping infrastructure. So I will be able to pin accurately my land to confirm. And then the next step is to actually provide the information about the size of my land. Let's say that the average size of these farmers is 50 hectares. I will inform 50 hectares. And what you can see is something very interesting is that based on your location, we can already deduct what's the kind of tropical forest you are in. And this information is very important because based on the kind of tropical forest you're in, we will be able to calculate the exact amount of carbon credit. So let's validate 50 hectares. And now we are getting to the core of the product. Is this very simple slider. And as a farmer, I will be able to play with it, so I can go on the right, on the left. But what's going to be interesting is that I go on the right and I say I'm going to commit 100% of my land to land reforestation. I will be made an offer of 4,000 reais, earning a month. And you can think, wow, 4,000 reais, what does that mean? That means a lot to them. Because as of today, these guys, they make roughly 1,000 to 2,000 reais a month. 4,000 reais a month on the same piece of land is game-changing, is life-changing to them. So the idea is to get this farmer extremely interested by offer, and then fourth, he's going to say, okay, I'm in. He's going to sign up. It's a painful process, as always, but he will provide us with some very important information, particularly his tax ID, so that we can run some background checks. But yeah, once again, it's all about the financial incentives. Like if these guys get paid to replant rather than to chop trees, we really think that we can change the course of land deforestation in Brazil. So this guy has created an offer. He will be able to see his offers, and he will be also able to create another offer. Let's say he has another piece of land, perhaps still in Manaus, nearby, but a smaller one. Let's say this time it's 30 hectares, and this time he wants to replant only half of it because he still wants to keep a small part of his land to grow some soybean or some corn. So he's going to get his offer. You can see it here. And the idea now is for him, like we want to give him a huge incentive to share his offer with his friends. Because the idea, once again, is to get this farmer extremely excited about the opportunity, and so that we give the incentive to share this offer on WhatsApp. This is what he's going to do. He's going to share it with his friends. Let's say Thiago, for example. All right. And my friend Thiago is going to receive the offer here. And this is the idea. The idea is to unleash this virality, to get this member viral loop, so that one farmer brings one other farmer, and one farmer at a time. We're going to reach millions of farmers replanting the Amazon, and we're going to replant it, we're going to reforest it, and we're going to regen it. Basically, this is the whole idea. Thank you very much, guys.
Okay, to finish off the night, I would like to introduce you to the last project, the last demo. They're already getting up. So, sun salutations. Mic is for you. Good luck.
Okay. So I am Johanna, and Nicola, Joanna, and me have been working the last 2 weeks on the 108 sun salutation counter that we're going to present now. So the inspiration for the project was my friend Nelly, who is a yoga instructor. And a few weeks ago, I had lunch with her and her other yoga instructor friend, and they were telling me about the 108 sun salutation challenge that they were doing at the moment, which means that they do 108 repetitions of the sun salutation practice each day, which a lot of yoga practitioners do at this time of the year, apparently. And they were complaining about that they cannot focus on their yoga, but instead they had to focus on the counting, and that they forget how many repetitions they already did and had to continue from the beginning. So I thought this problem should be solvable with data science. We looked a bit deeper into the sun salutation, which is a sequence of different yoga poses in different variations. And when we look deeper into it, we defined 5 poses that are essential for the sun salutation that are kindly presented here by Arthur. And it's the mountain, the forward bend, the plank, the cobra, and the down dog pose. So when we started building our model, the starting point was the MoveNet model out of the TensorFlow library, which is a pre-trained model that detects 17 key points on the human body. And if you feed an image to the model, it will return for each of the key points that you can see here in green 2 coordinates as well as a confidence score. So we ended up with 51 features for each image. In the next step, we transformed the data, which means that we shifted the origin of the coordinate system to the center of the body so that it doesn't matter in the end where you stand in the picture. In the next step, we normalized the distances of the key points relative to the size of the torso, which helps to detect bodies of any size, like or any distance to the camera. And in the next step, we trained a neural network for the 5 yoga poses, as well as for 1 additional category of mixed poses. The training data that we used consisted of 2 data sets out of Kaggle that contained images of yoga poses, as well as frames that we extracted from videos we took of our classmates and teachers doing the sun salutation for us in front of the camera. And we ended up with 3,000 images of the 6 categories. When our model was working, we then deployed it on the web. We built a website in Streamlit that we will show now.
Our website has run out of money, so we don't show it now, but we have videos.
Okay, so in this video, you can see the website that we had, apparently. On top, you can see the counter of the sun salutations, which is still at 0 because Arthur, our model, hasn't finished his first sequence yet. And below the counter, you can see the pose that is detected at the moment, which is changing rapidly because he's doing it fast. And you can see the key points that the MoveNet model is detecting at the moment, which gives this nice visualization of the skeleton. So he has finished his first sequence already, so the counter went up to 1. But I think we will not watch all the 108 repetitions because we want to go to dinner at some point. So in the end, we were quite happy with how the model was working. it was detecting really well. So we were thinking about how we could improve the model further if we had more time. So one option would be to enhance the model so it detects better also from the front view, because our training material was mainly taken from the side view. And another extension could be to feed more yoga poses into the model and even more yoga sequences. And in an even further step, the model could be extended such that it detects deviations from the ideal pose and gives feedback on how to improve your yoga poses. And yeah, that was it. Thank you for listening.